You are connected as the host. Welcome, host.
Mic check, mic check. How you doing, everybody? What the? All right. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I'm the American Anchor Baby. Oh, and it's a pleasure to have you here. Okay. We got the lines open. That's 844-900-2229. If you got something on your mind, something you want to talk about, something you want to get off your chest, okay, that's 844-900-2229. In the American Anchor Baby Lounge. How you doing, Angban Art? Welcome. Thanks, Cloud Bops. Appreciate it. Taking it easy here. Men's Forum later tonight, 7 p.m. at the Bond headquarters. Been getting a number of things done. Pretty much just kind of it's a straight shot here to what? Men's Forum. So that's pretty much it. Punchy was yesterday. Punchy TV was yesterday. Did we spend a lot of time on race mixing? It was like a classic Punchy TV with the old producer. I didn't have much to say on race mixing. I think we all said something true. Essentially. Hold on. I'm trying to access my files here. Hold on. Welcome, Rex, Steven. Appreciate that, Francisco. Whoa. Is that the Pope chanting in the background? Is that Il Papa? Praying over the ice? Chanting over the ice? Why did he do that? Anybody know? Anybody know why he did that? So it's pretty much chill until Men's Forum later tonight. What can I say? Open in Photoshop. Pretty much. But we got calls going. We'll get to all of you. We'll get to some topics here. We're in the lounge. Thank you. All is well, Cloud. Thanks for that. CJ. 07's in the chat. Clap it up, chat. I like saying that. Yeah, you guys know I like saying that. Clap it up. That's so funny. Clap it up is hilarious. Clap it up. Buymeacoffee.com/anchor, baby. We'll get to all of you. This sounds like Spangle. Anybody ever listen to Spangle? Where's Kevin Howe? I feel like he knows Spangle. Anybody remember this little image? Man, I found an old asset I was working on. Do you remember, like, what? Was it 2 Halloweens ago or 1? We never did finish that thing. We were taking so long on that. We were doing it in a terrible way. No technique, no strategy. You know? It was something we worked on years ago now, like a Halloween background. Steven knows Spangle. I only listen to Tool. Oh, and Native American flute music. Some people know. Some people know what I'm talking about. Some Gupta music. Why is it awful? It's not awful. It's captivating. It's captivating music, okay, Mr. Pink? Definitely live on Rumble. Appreciate to have you here. Punchy.tv/anchor, baby. Hold on, folks. Hold on, folks. Punchy.tv/anchor, baby. Let me know, folks. How's the mix? My voice and the music. Give me a 1 in the chat. 2 if it's too loud. Right on, Punchy.tv/anchor, baby. Thank you very much.
Flickering reflection of infinity.
Are you spangled? So Trump doubling down? What is this? Wait, what's this?
It's not just defending.
What's Scott Adams saying? We simply don't care.
So we played sound from Vice President Vance, not just defending that AI racist video of Minority Leader Jeffries wearing a sombrero.
I wonder if we can... Oh. Yes, we can.
But also like celebrating that video, and it was playing on a loop in the briefing room today. What are you hearing from the inside about that?
It was not only just playing on a loop in the briefing room. If you've never been in the press briefing room, for those who haven't, there are loudspeakers overhead so you can hear announcements or what's being said, or if there's an event going on with the president in the Rose Garden, for example. They were playing that mariachi music as well over the loudspeakers for all the press that was coming in and out of the White House today inside the press briefing room. It just kind of gives you a window, John, into how they're dealing with this and how they...
White House continues amplifying racist, vulgar AI video of Democrats Jeffries and Schumer. What the heck are they even talking about? What are they all up in arms about? I mean, they showed a bit of it here. You see, you got you got a sombrero?
Announcements or what's being said, or if there's an event.
Where do we
going
see
on.
that? Donald Trump. Donald J. Trump. Show us your X. What do you post to here? You got them all. They're going nuts.
There's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, you know? At least for a while until they...
Are you telling me this was playing on some loudspeakers?
With the president in the Rose Garden, for example, they were playing that mariachi music as well over the loudspeakers for all the press that was coming in and out of the White House today inside the press briefing room.
That's
awesome. It just kind of gives you a window into how they're dealing with this and how they believe they have the upper hand when it comes to the messaging here, and also kind of how things have changed from the first time Donald Trump was in office. I mean, there was a shutdown then. I remember all 35 days of it. As the president said at the beginning, he'd be proud to shut the government down, and then it ended, obviously, with him not getting the money for his border wall.
I absolutely love it. Doubling down with this stuff. I guess that's what Scott Adams is talking about. We simply don't care. And why should he? It's maybe vulgar or whatever, but I don't see the lies. I mean, they're pretty much telling on themselves on this shutdown thing. I mean, they're out there trying to say it's a lie. It's a lie. What the Republicans are saying, that we're basically holding this up because we're holding it up for illegals. We want to give illegals the health care. I mean, that's at least part of it. Let's be real. That's at least part of it. Those are the things that Trump took away with the big, beautiful bill. And they want it back. So, we simply don't care. You know, part of this is like pendulums swinging and stuff too. So, like, I appreciate it. It probably has some sort of cultural impact. Like, I mean, just think about it. A number of years ago, it was absolutely different. I mean, you can't say that. You can't say that. It's conspiratorial. it's like off the deep end conspiratorial. What do you mean illegals are they're bringing in illegals for votes? What do you like? That wasn't even like in the discourse. It was just like really crazy. It makes total sense. You know, there's just apportioning for population as it's been delineated in our system. So I appreciate it. I mean, it's totally different in that sense. But you know what's a bit of the same? The people. The people are the same, right? The pendulum swings. Here's what I'm getting at. It's just that there are actors. I think more and more people are coming to awareness of this, that Republican and Democrats, they both have, we got enemies within. Okay, we have enemies within. So it's not just like, wow, we can be a little racist. It must be changed. The country must be saved. And it's like maybe asking like a lot or hoping a lot. You know, you guys know me. I don't sit around hoping for, I don't, that kind of, like, I just don't think like that. But let me move this. There we go. Got a little gap there. I don't like that. We're fixing the chat. Hold on. Chat. Click. Oh.
Ever.
But whatever. Yeah, you know, like, it's got to really change for real. The whole situation with immigration can't be just words. Republicans, we're gonna meme on them. We're gonna meme on them. Deport them. Who do we have on the air? We got. Hold up.
Matthew, shout out to Albert, shout out to Cloud, shout out to my demons in the
I should have known it was you. The same carrier.
You can't triangulate.
I knew it was you. It's your carrier. And now that I have you. Hey, producer. Hey, producer. How do we oh, that's right. We got to drop him first. Ban. There we go. We got you triangulated. I told you to call me back so I could ban you. I told you to call me back so I could ban you. You think it's numbers? You think it's just Wi-Fi numbers? It's your whole deal. I got you IP locked. You think it's just text now? Okay. I think that is it Rigatoni again? I don't know. He can't be affiliated. That guy's not affiliated. There's not. I know Rigatoni. I know Alfredo's. They don't act like this. This is ridiculous. Sincerely. I know Rigatoni's. I know. Hey, yo. Don't ever disrespect the Don. Hey, California, call me back. I'll get back to calls. We're doing calls. We're taking it easy. What do I want to do here? Oh, yeah, we need to delete all this. Delete it. So, Jesse, you see this? Do you see the vision? You see the vision? Now, I think I kind of want it. That'll do. Oh no! What did I just do? You think it's the whole Cano family? You think it's the whole Cano family? Wait, hold on, chat. I'll be right back. My bad. Here come the spaghetti. Okay. Where were we? Where were we? Hey, Rumble, thank you for that. Appreciate that. How you doing, Slave to Him? We'll get to these super chats. Look, we got a bunch of like coffees too. Let's do some of this Discord viewer content in between some of this work, okay? How about it? How about it? Thank you, Eric. Appreciate the back-to-back coffees, man. Check it out, a coffee from Ronnie. Big shout out to Ronnie. We appreciate his calls. I'm just thinking of Ronnie because I've recently had a call with him it was interesting because it was not necessarily not disagreeing, but it was some disagreements. There was perfect. It was great. I like those calls, you know. So shout out. That's buymeacoffee.com/anchor, baby. Thank you, Ronnie from Ohio. Says, my guy Nick, regarding our previous conversation about affirmative action and DEI, I wanted to point out a few areas in which you were wrong. Hiring a pilot who is qualified and black does not equal lowering the standards of qualification. Looking to hire a pilot and specifying race does not equal it's no longer about hiring a pilot. You said once you make it about race, it's no longer about hiring a pilot, and that is very inaccurate. I also think you were conflating being qualified with being the best. Those are two different things. We'll talk again soon. Black bicep curl, and is that brown or is that white? And then an anchor. Nice, man. Thank you, Ronnie. And definitely remembering the call. And yeah, I mean, like, I'm definitely a little more loosey with it. General. I have this impression and view of you know, kind of our world at large, that probably multifaceted reasons has decided to lower their standards, everybody in all ways. And some of the easiest, some of the like most pervasive and enduring footholds, foot in the doors that's keeping that door open, letting it all in, is the born out of the civil rights thing and the whole grievance, minority, other mentality, that whole thing. But you might be right about some of these things, Ronnie. I've been meaning to look into it. But also, when I'm saying that if you looking to hire a pilot and specify race, in my comment about if you make it about race, it's no longer about hiring a pilot. That's just true, though. That's just like evidently true. Put it like this. Maybe a more accurate statement is once you make it about race, it's no longer just about hiring a pilot, and that's just a fact, because it's now about race and the pilot. And now you maybe have to change your argument and be like, well, why can't it be that? But you'd have to agree with my statement. Once you make it about race, it's no longer about just being the most qualified pilot. I don't know. I just don't think it's worked. I just don't think it's been that good. I can't think of a good reason. I can't think of a good justification for this whole DEI, affirmative action, civil rights, all going all the way back, other than I feel bad. Because now we have the evidence. Now we've seen it kind of play out. The families are destroyed. People are still mad. The races aren't figuring it out and becoming friends, and the races that were left behind by all the excuses. What were they? Slavery and all this thing, and the you know, all that stuff, all the excuses. We've now seen the fruits of that. They're like, oh, don't worry, let us run the civil rights movement. Let us run the black family and the black home. Let us run this, and let us teach the people about racism. We're gonna fix all that. Hasn't fixed. It's worse. It's worse. They've escaped. They've run away from the American cities. So what's left out of all that? You know, because you could go back, maybe take a time machine, but go back when they were debating about DEI, affirmative action, go further, civil rights, all that. Be like, no, we're not just doing this because we feel bad for them. This will fix it. This will fix it. Well, it hasn't fixed it. So what's left? Well, we feel bad for them. We feel bad for people. So put him here. Give him that. And I just kind of want a new generation of reality. I talked to Derek, Jesse Lee Peters' producer. He black, Memphis. And I feel like I'm talking to a new generation. And this is how it's always been. This is how it's kind of always been with like millennial, maybe young millennials and Zoomers. Okay, maybe not always. Let me be clear about what I'm saying here. I know that with Derek and I, it's a little bit different because we think differently. We don't think like everybody. So we could say the N-word. We could just talk fresh. But I know that there's others like us. There's others like us. And it feels like a new generation. It feels like a new world where it's not black and white. But we know it's black. We know who's black. And we know I know he's from Memphis, and he knows I don't know. I don't think he knows what I am, actually. I don't think anybody knows. Anyways, just speaking freely. I ain't flying on the soul plane, says Bert. You know. Oops. I just be speaking on it. Okay. Don't sue me. Don't get mad at me. There we go. We just know you the blackest one in the room. Some of you really know me. Some of you been there from the get. Some of you been there from the get. Isn't that true? Some of you guys are OGs. One in the chat if you know that I'm black. Okay, what the heck are we doing here? We need to remove this. AI is terrible for removing this background. You think they tell you all the time, download my thing. We can use AI to remove backgrounds. It'll be just so great, and it's never great. It's terrible. It's literally terrible. So we gotta go. How did we do this? This was kind of painstaking last time, wasn't it? Man, I didn't save any of that, but I found the assets. I think we could do this in like one day. It was like multiple weeks with that like what, it was some years ago. I didn't know what I was doing. I think I could finish this in like one day, or two if it's like 8 hours. Let's call it 8. Less. That's crazy, actually. 8. I'm adding rendering times. It's gonna take a couple hours to render once it's done. And how did I do this? If I remember, we got rid of these trees too, because these trees were a pain. I think this tree too, maybe. I think we did all that. Did we just erase? I think it was a total pain. I think what we did was we went like pixel, like this. Like pixels. Like going in, trying to find all the spots with light. I think that's how I did this last time. Oh no, I remember. Yeah. Let's use some of our tools here. Let's not be silly. All the similar pixels. I think we have a tool for that. I think it's this one. Clone stamp? No. Magic wand. Here we go. Okay. I can't see for some reason. Point sample, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay. How do we expand this? How do we do this? Chat, how do we do this? The power of AI will allow us to tunnel our way there. Magic wand it is. Boom. Are you making it out to men's forum? What? What's this?
Toward the Vienna model, we'll have to go beyond the market. We can establish go further. Toward the Vienna model, we'll have to go beyond the market. We can establish community land trusts to gradually buy up housing on the private market and convert it to community ownership. We can give tenants a right of first refusal to buy out their landlords when buildings go up for sale. And we can fully commit to a new era of social housing, ending subsidies for luxury housing development and using our wealth to build beautiful, high-quality social housing projects that offer good homes and strong communities to everyone. We won't decommodify housing overnight, but we know what we have.
Decommodify housing? What in the hell? Decommodify housing. To decouple it from market-based profit. It's communist. You can't make profit from property. People need to live somewhere. What are you, a Satan? That's all these people think.
Go further toward the Vienna model. We'll have to go beyond
Vienna
the market.
model?
We can establish community land trusts to gradually buy up housing on the private market and convert it to community ownership. We can give tenants a right of first refusal to buy out their landlords when buildings go up for sale. And we can fully commit to a new era of social housing, ending subsidies for luxury housing.
Fully commit to a new era. This is crazy. Hold on. Mamdani? I mean, he's got some... This guy wants to, like, release all criminals, doesn't he? There's no such thing as violence. This guy doesn't believe violence is it's a construct. I think he's saying something like that. It's a mere construct.
Oftentimes, we've even found as legislators, when we go into these courts, the term violent crime is even used when people are stealing packages. Violent crime is even used when people are accused of burglary and there happens to be a housing unit in that same dwelling. So violence is an artificial construction. And we have to be very clear that what is happening here with these district attorneys, that is violence. That is
So if it's it's funny how he does the exact same thing he's accusing people of doing. You know what I'm saying? He's going the right. He's doing exactly to the people. He's saying it's a construct because look at how they call things that are not. There's no physical violence happening violent. Yeah, when you go into a store with a gun and you say to someone, give me all your stuff, but you don't shoot anybody, that's violence. It's very violent. It's in fact quite violent, and that's not even like being metaphoric and trying to make it a construct. But then he goes around and he uses a terrible example. He says, what these DAs are doing is violence, making this like, multiple steps away from reality. Worse than the public that he's criticizing. Worse than the system he's criticizing. And what's he saying there? All he's saying is, okay, what he's really saying, what he's really telling you is what his standard of crime is. It's much lower than yours, actually. It sounds like he's more understanding and stuff, but he's not. It's actually worse, because put it like this. What he's really saying is, he's right, because he's trying to sound reasonable by saying, okay, they call things violent that are not violent, but what he's telling you with that is that he sees true violence as not violence. That's what he's telling you. So if someone were to harm you, or not hurt you but steal your property and threaten you physically, that's not violence. That's not violence. He's telling you clearly right here. So I mean, honestly, it's all like piddly. It's not piddly, but this arguments about we gotta have it this system. The only thing you know, that's the only thing that's the real issue, America. You know why you can't own a home, or blah blah blah. Why rent is so high? It's because we're not using the right system. We need to use the communal house blah 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 system. No. This community, you see this little nice image of this like community that's being bought up and creating no, now pepper in the reality, pepper in the crime, pepper in all the people that escaped and went to the suburbs, and now that's added to it. Right now they commute, they're leaving there because that's bad too. They're bringing in the immigrants there that way. The immigrants are going, the immigrants, the Somalis, the Somalis and the Haitians are going to the suburbs, so now that sucks. Now you got the super brokies inflating the brokey bubble, if you're familiar with the terminology. So don't tell me it's like we just need to have the right system. It's never been tried. No, people that want to have a good society will have it. Whether it's like Canada and they're like, we socialize the healthcare. Maybe it could work if people really cared about running things, but no, it's just like corrupt. And because they have a small population, right? And then over here it works too. If you work, you can afford to take care of yourself, essentially. And then you have opportunities to increase that. And then what did they do in our lifetimes? They made it like hybrid, where if you have a job, you can pretty much take care of yourself, pretty much, and grow. And then if you don't, if you're destitute, Obamacare, or like you could just sign up, like it's there. It's ridiculous. It's just not a serious country. This music makes me want to watch Blood In and Blood Out. What's Blood In and Blood Out? Is that the movie in the prison? What am I thinking of? Blood In, Blood Out. Epic. Oh yeah, I'm thinking of a different movie. Yo, they have the full Blood In, Blood Out movie, 1993, on YouTube for free. Like someone just uploaded this. Yeah, I've seen some of this. I was thinking Blood and Bone. I think Blood and Bone is like, what's Blood and Bone? Have I shown this to you guys before? Am I wrong in thinking this is kind of like a, not low budget, but kind of like a kung fu flick, like a kind of not low budget, but like kind of low budget, I guess. Kung fu flick, like black kung fu flick.
Business, but
Out of my road, nigga. See this motherfucker right here?
I think that's a Kimbo Slice.
This motherfucker think he's special. Want to be left alone and shit.
Is that him? I don't know.
Don't want to be mobbed up with the rest of us niggas. Like we ain't
I may have shown this before and thought the same thing, and then maybe found out I was wrong.
shit. You understand what I'm saying? Shit don't work like that around your homeboy.
Homeboy.
Yeah, you going with the pack, you the pack bitch. You feel me? And they kind of tight too.
4-budget Negro Fu movie. Yeah, but it's sick. Watch this part, Jep. Check this part out, Jep. It's a little violent, so okay. For the kids.
I mean nothing around here though, player.
But it's on YouTube, but I don't know, whatever.
I've seen a whole lot of built motherfuckers get their ass bent over yeah, every day. You understand what I'm telling you? I'm talking to you, partner.
You got to the count of 5.
It's almost over.
Talking to me.
1,
You hear this motherfucker?
2,
You hear this motherfucker?
3.
You just signed your own death certificate, player.
Little shirt foo, a little double kick off 2 people. It's too classic. And they got good impacts. They got great impacts, in fact. Fantastic impacts. The best impacts. Great work on those impacts. We got Canada in the house. How you doing, sir? You're on the air.
Hello?
What's up, Canada? Who am I speaking with?
Oh, hey, Nick,
I know
how are
who
you,
this is.
Jermaine?
How you doing, Jermaine?
Oh, all is well. How are you, man?
No complaints here. No complaints.
Nice, nice. I want to give you a call there about, Jesse talked about this morning, too, on the show. You know how he says egotistic, career-driven women, they're not good to marry or to be mothers?
Mm-hmm.
There's this example that I saw of this female streamer, and she was on stream saying that she's tired of being a mother.
That she's tired of being a mother?
Yeah.
What?
She says she wants to go back clubbing on the weekends, and she wants to be a continuous streaming because she has a kid now, and she can't stream like she used to.
Oh.
So that was just funny to see.
I may have heard of that. Wendy Ortiz?
Yes, that's exactly the lady.
Yeah, the classic, it's funny, it really is a different world a little bit. It really is, because I've mentioned, I always say this, but the 2016 change in our world where pretty much, everybody's on the internet now, and we're seeing like evidence, the fruits of the questions we may have had before, like, for example, the irresponsibility of women, I'm thinking abortion topic a little bit. It's a conversation that's been going on for years. Here, now we got cameras pointing at everybody. And we're seeing, right, the women be quite irresponsible and quite easily. They're like, and brazen, just like, it's not because of anything else other than her selfishness.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy, man. When I saw it, I'm like, what a mess. Because the kid, she had the kid on stream, and the kid started crying, and she wouldn't pay the kid no attention. And then she told her husband or boyfriend, allegedly, I'm not sure if she's married to him or not. She said, "Take that thing upstairs." I was like, what?
Yep.
She said, take it upstairs. And then he called her out on it. She's like, "No, I was just saying, take that crying upstairs." And I'm like, this is just a reflection of the guy.
The signs are there.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't hear that.
The signs are there.
Yeah. It's like, to myself, I'm like, why would this guy give this woman a kid? and she doesn't even like respect him as a man or a male, I would say then, because
Of course.
she wants his role. I'm like, she hates you. What? But I guess you can't see, because I was in that same like situation myself. I would say about a year ago. I was mostly, the red pill kind of guy.
What do you mean?
So, meaning like, they tell you make money, do all of these things, but all of those things is just for control, and it won't last because it's what the woman tell you that she wants, and by the time you chase after these things that the thoughts are telling you to make the female happy, you're only doing it because she set the rules and you're abiding by her rules, so you're being controlled by her. And when you get it, you're just doing it to please her at the end of the day. It's not like you're doing it for yourself, you're doing it to get a girl.
Oh.
And you're
just like in
subjective
general,
to
like
her,
behavior.
no matter how you look at it. Yeah.
Can you give me an example of what you mean?
So an example would be like the example in the red pill community would be like grind, get money, work out, be attractive. I'm not saying you shouldn't do those things, but if you're doing it so you can stand out and attract women, you're not really doing it for yourself per se. You're doing it so you can attract a woman, and all that you're building its ego so you get it for the woman. When you get it, you're going to use it to control her.
Wow.
In a way.
And you're never free.
You're never free. Yeah,
Yeah, that's such a good point. Yeah, they just keep you just stay. It's just another identity, another thing to fall into and be a slave to.
Yeah. They're like, get the nice car, get the big house. But yet you're never free. You're just a slave to the imagination and these identities. So it was just interesting to see.
Yeah, man, that's interesting. I do find that interesting. We're gonna watch this. Wendy Ortiz shares motherhood realities on streaming. What a mess. She looks pretty young too, so it almost looks like the type of person to maybe say this. Irresponsible and young looking, and so yeah, that's what a mess. I miss going out to parties and streaming. Yeah, probably a lot of mothers feel that way. Especially when they got the cheetah print and the big lips. Yeah, I don't know what more red flag you needed, buddy. I don't know who the father is or what the deal is, but yeah, I don't know what more you needed there. She's wearing she's wearing the red flags on her.
Nice. And Jesse would point out saying, listen, you're gonna give these women kids, but the kids is not gonna stroke their ego because it's on
That's
stream. The big streamer now, they get their ego boosted even more because they're gonna get compliment and say, "Oh, you're doing such a great job," and that's kind of her job. I think that's her main job. So they will boost her up, and her kid is not giving her that feeling. So now she wants to go back doing all the things she used to do. But I mean, we can't really blame her, right? Because it's the guy that chose her or did what he did.
She's wrong for what she does, and he's wrong for what he does. It's a whole story.
Yeah.
And yeah, 100%. Look, I miss going out on parties. What were you saying? Oh yeah, you really said it right there, and that's why I love what Jesse says on that. I mean, there's a lot of talk about it, the birth rates and the fall of the West, and it's all interesting conversation and all that. But it kind of doesn't matter if you don't get to the kind of one of the underlying issues here. The woman has flouted her place in the world, and part of that is rearing children, bringing in babies. It's no wonder. It really should be no mystery that the ones in charge of making babies are like not doing that because they're doing other things. They want to be like the man, and guess what? The man doesn't make babies. Well, he does. He puts the bread in the oven, but doesn't have the baby. So wow, let's look at the society that has let the women do the man's job. Let's look at how they're doing. Whoa, look at the birth rates. What could it be? We need the academics on this one. It's like, is it really that? It's just the women and man thing. It's just that. Between the problems between them. Look no further than the birth rates due to that.
Yeah, and it's funny money does play a part in like giving the necessary things for a kid, but the women, they're mostly like saying like you need money, but money doesn't raise kids, So I've seen videos like that going around. I'm like, interesting.
What are you saying? What do you mean?
So you will see like clips of dating show and stuff like that, and the woman will be interviewing the guy, and she's like, well, how much money do you make? You need to make this amount of money to be with me or have a family with me. I'm like, but money doesn't raise kids.
And what number do they say? They say like
millions.
It's ridiculous. That's the women.
It's in the millions.
They're the ones pushing more purchases. You need more of this. You need all that. They're the ones pushing all that.
You can raise a kid at a minimum. You can downgrade and be satisfied, but women like to be lied to. They like to see the fancy life on the internet, and they want it. So it's but sometimes it's such a lie too, right? Because these people just pretend and put it out there, and they're lying to the viewers, and the viewers just buy it.
They really do. They love to be lied to.
It's interesting, man.
Interesting stuff.
All right, Nick.
Jermaine, can you call me again? Yeah. We're going to check this out.
We'll chat again for sure.
Call me again, sir. Shout out.
All right, shout out. Bye.
Oopsies. What up? They're calling her a clown in the comments. Wendy Ortiz reveals she's tired of being a mother and wants to go out every weekend and live her life.
Honestly, not streaming feels so good, but I miss streaming so much. Like, I miss going out to parties and streaming everything. So I think I'm gonna start collabing and start going out and start streaming, start going to California again. I think I've been a mother way too long. Like, it's been like 2 months straight of me being a mom. I'm tired of it. I'm not gonna be a mom no more. I'm gonna start going out again. I'm gonna go out every weekend. So enough of me being a mom. I am gonna go out. Guys,
She's trolling. Do you guys have your meters properly attuned? You guys, this is why you need me. Okay, I'm your filter. Okay. My meters and radars are completely calibrated, and is due to intense inoculation. Okay, intense inoculation of this stuff that no mere average person could handle and come out unscathed. And you think I came out unscathed? Like, you guys know me, okay? It's like, okay, so I did it for you. She's trolling. This is not even the right vibe.
I've just literally been living life. Honestly,
on camera, saying the most ridiculous thing. She knows it's gonna get clicks.
not streaming.
She's like, I was a mother for just 2 months. Like, just taking the cadence. She's thinking about what would be the most controversial thing to get views.
Feels so good, but I miss streaming so much. Like, I miss going out to parties and streaming everything. So I think I'm gonna start collabing and start going out and start streaming, start going to California.
And so what? Look, don't be a blind bat, Nick. She's for the real, and that's stupid. Anyways, she probably is in some way that, but she's also in some way, I think, more aware of what the public thinks of her too. That's all I'm saying, really. I think she's somewhat aware of what the public thinks of her. I gather she's not a stranger to controversy. Okay? I'll put it like that. But she's also not like a normal person. Okay? The irresponsibility of women, and what I was saying to my caller, like, I'm speaking about in a big way. Okay? In a big way. You shouldn't watch a video of some woman looking, I don't know, somewhat young. I thought she was young, but she might be old. Actually, now I keep looking at her, but like young enough to look young and dumb, with the cheetah print and the stupid makeup and her stuff hanging out. Okay, on camera, saying something stupid on camera, with like that like fool, I'm a fool Mexican girl accent. It's like, okay, now we expect you to act stupid. You know, it's like ghetto. Oh, okay. You could be smart like that, but it's like now we're the audience. We're expecting it, and we're supposed to make like a conclusion of the world. It's like, remember when you watch these videos of guys doing interviews of these girls that come out of clubs, folks? It's clubs, like in the middle of club time, and they're like, "Tell me, miss," and they're like dressed like a slut. What do you think about men? And blah blah blah, and the comments are like, wow, I'm making conclusions about reality about people. It's like these are barely regular folks. Those are barely women, folks. Those are barely women. This is barely a person. Okay, so like, you know, of course she'd talk like this. Look at her. This is like,
You again?
you know, don't make conclusions about women from this. The conclusions I make about women, it's because of understanding. It's out of understanding, not out of hate, not out of like, you know, when it's like, oh, anyways, whatever. Now I'm just speaking generally, like, what are you talking about? But like, look at her. If you made a baby with that, and then you showed me this video and like, look at what my baby mama's saying on the internet, am I supposed to be? And then you start saying, that's how women are. I'm gonna look at you like you deserve this. You're dumb. I'm looking at a video of her. I haven't even met her. You're dumb. You feel me? Yeah, women are irresponsible. Women have no love. This is some cheetah print slut. I don't know what to tell you. You that was obvious. That one was obvious, buddy. That one was obvious. What was wrong with you that you didn't see it? Y'all feel me? Hey, SoCal on the air.
Hey, what's up, Nick? It's Anthony. Am I coming through okay?
Coming in clear, man. Appreciate your call.
Oh, yeah, no. I just want to make a comment about the... I didn't listen to the call regarding the DEI discussion, but I wanted to make a comment about that from my experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to also orient it towards like the discussion you guys were having. If potentially, what can you summarize what exactly you guys were talking about?
Well, it was actually a coffee. Someone had sent in a coffee, and they were referring to a previous conversation. He called me a different day, and essentially, I mean, we were discussing DEI. I mean, I think it was kind of kicked off by those comments by Charlie Kirk, and the general commentary about, okay, like if I walked into a plane and I saw a black pilot, I might get nervous, and that kind of, so that spawned the conversation. Ronnie was saying essentially, you know, that's really just mostly just conspiracy and made up, because these are serious airlines. They have serious standards, and they're not going to just let anybody fly a plane and stuff like that. And I was making a bit of a point about, well, I'm hearing you say that, but why should I even believe that? Look, I'm looking at the world act insane and lie and say and say you know, we need to have the most diverse crew. Why? Because of racism. And it's just lie, just full on lie. And I just don't know why I should be confident in what you're telling and what my caller was saying that day, etc. essentially the summary.
Gotcha. Okay, I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a bit more sense. I think the idea is so DEI, from my experience, is the idea that you are going to, that an employer can legally discriminate based on your skin color or sexual orientation in exchange for a more qualified individual that may be this, gay or straight or black or white, but DEI basically makes it so that let me put it in this context. There's minimum standards, right? And when I say minimum, I don't mean like a bare minimum. What I mean is that, and you could extrapolate this into athletics, but I'll just keep it in academics because that's what I'm like most privy to. So there's a difference between an A- student and an A+ student. All right. And it's almost like for people that maybe aren't, and especially in the sciences. So that's my background. So it's not like there's it's not like the point. What I'm trying to make is the difference between an A- student and A+ student is pretty substantial when it comes to like your study habits, your commitment, your dedication, your intelligence, all these things. It makes a difference. And I know people will think, oh no, there isn't a big difference. An A is an A. But if you're in athletics, for example, there's a difference between a 4-minute mile and a 5-minute mile. There's a difference between running a 6-minute mile and a 5-minute mile. It's a pretty big difference, So like in the same respect, there is a big difference, at least when it comes to the hard sciences. And I don't mean hard as in difficulty, I mean hard versus soft. So like the natural sciences versus the humanities, for example. So that difference, basically, if the minimum requirement for a said scholarship is a 90%, okay, you'll have tons of applicants in a normal world, and I don't want to add any words, but before, all this DEI and statement, they're looking at your grades and they're saying, okay, who has the highest grade? Okay, so all the applicants will at least have a 90% or an A-. But without DEI, what you're doing is you're selecting like the 96s, the 97s, the 98s, 99s, and in more advanced fields, the 99s to the 100s, that's what they're looking for.
Right.
You know what I mean? With the DEI, though, with those, especially when it comes to company requirements, now you have, I think it was like even ESG scores, maybe not ESG scores, but there's it could be ESG, but there's another type of rating where a company will get rated positively based on the diversity of their workforce. Okay.
Oh.
So in a DEI world, you're looking at, okay, we have all these applicants. They all have 90% and above. Okay. But we need to make sure we meet the specific race criteria or their specific sexuality criteria. We need to make sure we have at least 25% gays or 25% whatever race, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes, totally.
So what that ends up creating is, well, we filled in all our 99s and our 90 and our 100s applicants. Okay, we got them jobs, and some of them are black, some of them are white, some of them are gay, right? Like there's an inherent difference really on your skin color that indicates your grades. You have people of all backgrounds getting high scores. But the problem is now the company will need to say, well, we need to meet this certain race requirement, and not all these applicants in this race requirement have the best scores. they have 92, 93%, but they're not the best scores.
Right.
You know? So then the company is forced to hire subpar, relative in the high bracket, subpar applicants because of these, what I think are racist, discriminatory criteria that are setting us back 100 years or 50 years or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I have to add to the discussion. I didn't understand the super chats point exactly, but based on the discussion you guys had, not including Charlie's comments, because I think, you know, the media is just really taking those out of context.
Yeah.
The idea is DEI is racist. It does produce a workforce that isn't the best it could be. They still meet
100%.
minimum requirements. Yeah, but they're just not like, you know, when you put this on a grand scale, Nick, when you're looking at when we're applying these DEI criteria to government agencies like Boeing or even like Lockheed Martin, or when it comes to defense, and you're applying these criteria, Russia's not applying this criteria, China's not applying this criteria, you know, okay, maybe Europe is applying that criteria now, but when it comes to like being the best of the best, DEI, objectively speaking, is detrimental to a workforce when it comes to really being the best you could be. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It totally makes sense. It's those details that matter. It is those little percentages that matter. And like you said, everybody that's gone far enough in anything knows that it's those diminished returns that really separate the truly exceptional from, you know, just someone that gets it, I guess, somewhat. But and it brings and you and I like, you know, I appreciate you directly kind of answering in a sense to this mentality from the super chat, which is essentially, I mean, he said it himself here. He's saying, he says that I'm conflating being qualified with being the best, and that those are two different things. And he's correct in that. And because, I mean, yeah, being qualified doesn't essentially mean the best. And so I appreciate Ronnie saying that, but the reason he said that was to say, okay, we're not talking about the best. Okay, we're just talking about being qualified, and plenty of these people are qualified. Stop criticizing them, DEI. But again, that he brings up the very problem, which is, well, why isn't it the best? That we should be the best, and we should be focusing on that, especially if it's a discipline of any sort.
Yeah, so you're right, and thanks for explaining that part of the super chat. So yeah, so I mean, I could see how when it comes to flying a plane, why would you want to hire someone who is still qualified instead of, but not the most qualified out of your applicant pool? And this doesn't have to do with their skin color or anything like that. Well, you know, we're not saying people that aren't white are inferior. That's not the point. You know, that's like a cop-out. I don't know if that's like, it sounded like that was, an implicit argument he was making, potentially, like, oh, you know, you're just being racist or whatever.
Assuming that they are the best. Right. It was there was some of that argument that there was some essentially racism going on here with assuming that whites are just superior and better at stuff.
Yeah, and I guess to tackle that more specific, and I guess to play devil's advocate, someone would say, you know, well, why are blacks, for example, or gays or whatever, being underrepresented in these fields if you're not being discriminatory? But I think, you know, the rebuttal would be Hake's per capita argument. Like, yeah. You know, the sample size is just inherently smaller. and that's just statistics, you know.
That's right.
It's like going to Japan and saying, I shouldn't say Japan, but one that's more outlandish, like Russia or something. Why aren't there any black Russian fighter pilots? You know, and it's like, you know, it's kind of like that. But
right, not many black Russians, you're saying.
Yeah, you got the idea. Yeah, but I mean, it's to me. So last thing I'll say, and I appreciate the time and you understanding of the idea I'm making, but in reality, what I've experienced is I know people that have received, like, you know, you get your undergrad, you know, some people get their graduate degree, some people get their PhD and whatever. Now, I've seen this in my life where I'm, you know, with a bunch of friends, you know, we graduate or whatever, we meet up, all from the same college, from the same program, and the individuals that applied as that are of, you know, certain skin color, they get opportunities for PhD programs that we don't, specifically because of their skin color. Right. So they're getting emails to their inbox that we don't get just because they're the color of their skin. I'm not saying this to complain. I'm not.
No, but you're saying that's explicitly stated. You're saying
that's exactly my point. It's literally picking someone based on the color of their skin and not what their resume consists of, or their background, or their grades. I'm serious. It was a wide net.
That's why I don't understand the. That's why I don't understand the pushback on that. It's like, unless you just believe, these people underqualified should get in there because of racism. Unless you believe that, then what are you saying here, right? Then you shouldn't be disagreeing with me. Like, because otherwise because if you do, then what you are saying is essentially, I mean, I can't see it any other way, that there's only one justification I can think of. It's you're saying that these people need to be here because of racism. It's like, no, I'm not with that. I'm done. We're done with that. That's a dead thinking. We're done with that.
You're totally right. That's one explanation. Let me give you a bit more cynical one that I think of, and I don't mean any offense to any minorities, but you remember, Nick, when like, I don't know if you had this, well, you grew up in America, but you grew up in Canada or America?
Canada and America, but yeah, Canada later in life.
So I grew up in SoCal, and in elementary school, we had special ed kids. Okay.
Totally.
And they had their own classroom. Okay, you had them too. In my elementary school, public elementary school, they had one-on-one helpers. They had all the nice calculators. I'm not complaining. I'm not being a victim. But just, you know, they had the extra time to take the test. You know,
right.
They had a different curriculum. They had all these special benefits that we don't have, and they need that because they have cognitive
special
obstacles that exactly they have special needs. Okay, so while I understand your point that we could be, you know, what else is there besides hiring based on racism, but what I think of is, do these people think that these minorities are like dumber, or do they think they need like this to be selected because they truly aren't like capable of applying on their own like everyone else? You know what I mean?
That's what they really think about them, they're saying.
Part of me kind of think, because like, if it's not the race thing, you know, if they're not, if we're moved on.
I mean,
from racism,
I mean, let's be real. But I think your argument stands even if you stick with the racism angle, because you're saying that they are less. It's funny how they're the ones who are the originals in saying that these so-called minorities that they're protecting, they're the first ones to say that they're less than, they can't do, they're dumber, right? And they'll say the right wing is so racist, they want to talk about blacks and IQ. Actually, they've been saying that blacks can't and are incapable, etc. And I think they really believe it. Is that what you're kind of saying too? They must really believe it too. Despite what they say.
Yeah.
Because look at what they support. Look at how they think of the blacks in reality.
Exactly. Yeah, because what other option is there, dude? I don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
It's so. I just think if I was in that position, and I think other minorities, conservative minorities that, or at least minorities that were liberal, but the light turns on, they become conservative.
Yeah.
I think they do it because of that purpose exactly.
Interesting,
because
man.
they realize, oh,
yeah,
you think I'm like that, huh?
Right, you really see me
You know
like
what I
that.
mean?
Yeah, that's such a good point, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of some callers, and I think they think like that too. They've been so supportive of Trump and Jesse and all that, and they'll have blacks call me and say, "Hey, those people aren't black. Those people are coons. Those people are this and that." I think they know how these so-called brothers really see them.
Anyways, I gotta get back to work, man. But
Thank you for your call, sir.
I appreciate the discussion. Likewise, Nick. Have a good day, guys.
Call me again. Where's the love, man? We got William on the air. How you doing, sir? California.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
All is well, William, and yourself?
Cool. Good subject, and the caller is absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, blacks that argue that, they have different... Blacks are not all the same. This is where a lot of them make the mistake. They think you're supposed to follow along what they believe in. Nobody has to follow along what I believe in. But I can tell you this. They're actually, when they defend this DEI thing, they're actually saying that they're dumb themselves.
Wow, yeah.
And I mean not uninformed, dumb. Dumb for you to think that you need a subsidy to get a job, to buy a house.
Wow.
Dumb to think that we have to let you in Harvard when you really only qualify to go to San Francisco State.
I mean, it's just facts.
Or
man.
or it's just a fact. I mean, come on, man. You got to be to get into MIT. Don't you think you got to be an MIT type student?
That's for sure.
Right. And where Charlie Kirk was coming from when he said about the pilot, they took so much offense to it because they believe in all that stuff. During the era of post Joe Biden and Obama, oh yeah, you might want to look twice in the cabin to see. He only said that because we have a lot of people that are in jobs that they shouldn't be.
Yeah, man. That's really what he was saying. That people are being a little
sensitive,
obtuse and sensitive because and really saying stuff that he didn't say. That he's just like he just judges all black people that he sees. Yeah, like he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, they took it out of context. He's basically saying during this era of the DEI and woke,
yep,
I'm gonna have to look twice to see who's cutting my body open. I have a younger cousin who her mother loves to brag on. She's gonna be a doctor. I'm like, I'm totally scared of that. She's like,
wow. Yeah.
22 years old. You know, she graduated from DEI. She was given a diploma, given entrance to a college. She was given this stuff, and then I told her, I says, I told her mother, she's my cousin. I said, cuz, check this out. You really don't brag about your kid that's going in their undergrad for first 4 years of college, because if you think about it, going to a medical school, you got to finish your undergrad first, and then you got to get accepted in a medical school. Same thing with a lawyer. You got to be accepted in a law school after your undergrad.
No.
Yeah.
This is the doctors.
Doctors and lawyers.
Yep.
Look at Jasmine Crockett. I know I called her Jasmine.
What a
Guys
good
by
example.
accident. Good example. Do you really think she's a good attorney?
It's a good example of what we're talking about here.
A smart attorney that's really savvy wouldn't even want that. Wouldn't even try.
I would not want her to represent me in anything.
If she was a good attorney, she wouldn't really put on this show.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, I'm so
Wouldn't
black.
need to.
You wouldn't need to. You would actually. You just wouldn't do it. Same thing with housing. All right, that's my game. I got some buildings right in San Francisco. That's the highest rent market in the country. Okay, I bought my own house 3 times, and plus I inherited hella buildings. Do you think I'm gonna take my rent from $5,000 to $500 a month because you're my brother?
Yeah, you're gonna need a little bit more than that.
Do you think I would do? Just be honest. You think I'll do it?
I think it's if
Doing
you're a fool.
nothing. I ain't doing nothing like that, dude. And on top of that, London Breed tried to do what you guys was talking about. We was talking about it in the chat. London Breed actually tried that. She tried to take people's buildings, 5, 6, 7, 8 units.
I remember
tried
that.
to make them into public house. You ain't making nothing I own, but I'll sell it before I let you do that.
That's
Because
right.
If you put them people in your building, do you think your property value increases or decreases?
Bye property value.
It's going to decrease, man. I mean, if you know, you want to point out that who you want to point out who's going to make it decrease. I am black. I know somebody thinks I ain't black. That's just because they just want to know what I look like. You don't want to know if. You just want to know what I look like. And it ain't none of your business. Here's the deal.
Messy people.
You ain't going to find out. You ain't going to find out. I don't have to do that. And then on top of that, that same person was complaining about Elon Musk being on welfare.
Silly. They're so different that is so different than a welfare queen or whatever. Come on.
Not welfare.
Big difference. Let's be real.
Government contracts. And here's the deal. Kwee don't get no government contract because Kwee ain't invented nothing.
We don't want to be giving her. We don't want to be giving her grants. What for?
You already give them entrance into college and not even qualified.
Yep.
I can. You know what? I can argue this. There's some people that are a little bit older than me too, and I ain't no young spring chicken. I'm gonna tell you something. They got some people that are older than me that had a number 2 pencil and line paper that are smarter than people that are coming out of college today.
Right.
Do you believe it?
I kind of believe it because look, there's no common sense.
None. You tell them to name 3 North American countries and they'll go Hawaii, Alaska, and Puerto Rico. I mean, they are really dumb. You can't use a clock unless it's digital. You go to McDonald's. They don't even, you remember? Well, you may not remember. When we got part-time jobs in high school, we were trained to count the customer's change backwards to them and then say, have a nice day, come again. Nowadays, if you go to McDonald's, they got the picture of the burger on the cash register.
Uh-huh. And have you seen the change machine? You don't have to count the change. It comes out like...
Yes. Yes. And as for Elon being on welfare, that's just a ridiculous statement. You like gadgets? Don't you think he's a pretty gadgety person?
I mean, it's just, like you said, grants and all that. I mean, contracts and all that. It's just, it's not comparable. That's not like a welfare queen living off.
Right.
Like, it's just not.
Right. And we spoke yesterday about 245,000 jobs are going to be lost. Most of those jobs are DEI jobs, those government jobs.
Uh-huh.
So it's wasted departments. And since they shut the country down yesterday, 145,000 people, mostly woke in DEI programs and departments, this morning, Nick, they got fired.
Oh, so that's done? I was reading something about thousands of firings might be coming here shortly.
100. Well, the first day is 145,000 out of 245,000. They got 145,000 out the door. They had a package for them to go ahead and leave, but they were hard-headed about it, and they thought that Joe Biden lived forever, and Obama, and all of these things. And I know you see some of these clips of people complaining about their food stamp in Section 8. You've been seeing it? They're losing.
I haven't seen that, but I've seen like Maxine Waters and Hakeem basically admit that it's illegals that are getting health care here.
We're not giving them free health care. We're not giving them
not with
free
Trump.
medical and not with Trump. We're not giving them free housing anymore. We're not. They're being evicted and deported. They're not getting free. Some of these people got $2,000 a month on an EBT card. And you got somebody like me. I mean, I can afford all that junk food. But you know what, dude? I go to the store and I'm frugal with money. I'll get the Safeway brand coffee. I'll just get. You'll see the person that's responsible. His basket's got room. You see Kwee and her kids and her fat kids and her fat husband come by. They got the stuff is falling out the basket. Well, it's getting ready to be over with. I mean,
I would love to see. Well, all these people who are getting assistance and like assistance with bills and all that, I would love to see what in a month what they spend on.
Oh, it's a lot of junk food, they said, because they were already 3 months ago having a fit about what they were able to buy.
I remember that.
And so Kennedy, I know you're aware that he said no more Cheetos and
that's right.
Stuff like that, like they had some chick on Instagram. She had so much food, dude, for her and her 6 kids. She gets $2,500 a mom, and she was slapping 12 Eggos on a hot pan, and she, you ever see margarine she had margarine in a squirt bottle and put it over the waffles and squirted it all over, threw some sausage on the plate. This is for her and her 6 kids. Yeah, and then another.
It's almost sick because they almost know what they're doing. It's like they almost know what they're. Hey, look what I could do with your tax money, and they get a thrill from filming that. I almost gather.
I don't know why they would do that.
Like
I don't know why they would do that. Yeah, I don't know why they would do that. But there was one girl that went into a Trader Joe's and tore the store up because they didn't take her EBT card.
It's crazy, man.
I don't think is Trader Joe's one of those kind of stores? I don't think they really are. I don't know.
That does EBT and all that? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know if they do or not, but I think she had a fit because some store told her.
I feel like if it's a grocery store, they probably do, but I really don't know. But I mean, I'm driving around, and every now and again, I'll see some fast food place or another smoke shop that says EBT accepted here now.
Right, but that's playing out now.
Nice.
This is what the whole big thing is right now. That's
right.
why. That's where the concern about Elon Musk being on welfare comes from. You're reacting because it's affecting you.
No more. No, you're saying no more. No more Cheetos.
No more Cheetos.
No more Dorito boys.
No more.
Shout out to the Dorito boys who were raised on the Doritos.
It is by merit, like your colleges said. It should be by merit. It did nothing for, especially I'm speaking of the blacks. It didn't do anything to help them. They complain about the government all through their whole life, and the white man is trying to get them. But yet you depend on the government 100%. That's kind of contradictory, You do.
Totally.
Yeah.
Not really rational people usually.
Just like there's character Zinni. He thinks Canada is our number one ally. Are you crazy?
He's from Canada.
Canada is such a small, significance-wise military. It only does what we tell them to do. That I know that. and not understanding World War II tells me how dense you really are, because if we go to World War III, you, sir, will be drafted because your country will do what America tells you. It's called the Monroe Doctrine, not the Trudeau Doctrine.
I mean, you just
You
look
know
at
what the Monroe Doctrine is?
I forget. Yeah, like Manifest Destiny, like taking the land.
Americas. It circles the Americas, and it means hands off.
Oh yeah, no, I'm familiar. Yeah.
It goes
the one that has to do with foreign policy.
Alaska, it goes from Alaska to South America, and it's called the Monroe Doctrine. It's named after President Monroe, and it's not the Trudeau Doctrine; it's the Monroe Doctrine. We run this show, and Canada, I don't even think they're even close to Great Britain, Israel, Japan, and France. They don't even have. Canada doesn't even have an atomic bomb. They're not that strong. They do what we tell them.
Well, they're trying to act like they're basically trying to act like Europe, and they're trying to really cozy up with Europe, and against Trump. But that's just like in the grand scheme of things. In the grand scheme of things, they're still against BRICS, and so it doesn't matter. So they're going to do what?
Socialist country. Yeah. It's a socialist country. It's not as good as this one, and I don't think that's Canadian brother to brother. You are an American.
American Anchor Baby. That's the name of the show.
You are an American. Yeah, you are an American, and I heard that statement, Canadian brother to Canadian.
I grew up in Canada too.
American. I know you did, but where are you at now?
In America.
Thank you. How you like it?
I love it. My life's been going great.
Is it?
And I actually really like California, and I really like Los Angeles. Actually, sincerely, it's a mess, though. I understand.
It's not what it was when I grew up, but it's still probably much better than anything up there.
In Canada, I also had an amazing life in Canada. Those are my brothers, though.
I bet you did.
I have a deep place in my heart for the Canadians, and I remember having these interesting conversations because they're really, really, really asleep over there, William, I've seen some of them really impressed by by patriotism.
There's some cool people up there.
Yeah,
There's some cool people up there.
They're really
asleep.
asleep.
They're really honest. If they're honest with you, they'll tell you this is not better than south of the border.
You come here. No, that's that's rehearing your question. It's like, yeah, I mean, just ask a Canadian that comes down here. They're like, wow, it's like cheaper. You could live better here. You could eat better here. The food's cheaper. Like they'll tell you. Yeah. It's an amazing country.
Yeah. Because we're a republic.
Mm-hmm.
We're a republic.
I think that's definitely part of it, man. Because look, over there, things are coming just down federally. It's been like that since like they legalized pot like some years ago, and it's like that was federally. Like they've just been doing these they've just been bringing this stuff down federally.
Off the government. That's because they live off the government so much.
It's crazy.
The government affects them much harder than the government affects us here in America. Much more. Same thing with Great Britain.
It's supposed to be brothers, right? Like you said, Monroe Doctrine, Magna Carta, the Europe said it's, but it's also been a lot of conflict for a long time too. Everybody
Monroe
fighting.
The Monroe Doctrine is basically the Americas,
right?
So that would include the Caribbean, Central and South America. I forgot how far it goes. I think it covers South America. It definitely covers Canada. Because of course we got Alaska up there too. The only thing that really keeps, what keeps Canada going is doing business with America and some of the natural resources that are.
That's definitely part of it.
That's part of it.
Yeah,
and
big
plus,
time.
You're
They got
next door to America. You have unlimited protection under the Monroe Doctrine. Unlimited.
I think that's really it. It's just this big overarching sense of stability, and it's being eroded away.
Yeah.
But it's that stability. It's even just right.
it took me a long time to realize, to stop and think how important World War II really was, even though it was a bloody conflict. You have to realize the complete planet was at war with each other. And if it wasn't for us winning it, it could have turned out like this. Nazi Germany, not Germany, Nazi Germany and the Imperial Japanese ruling the world. Now, which one you think would have been better? What we have now or what it could have been?
You know, that one, it's hard to say, William.
It's hard for you to say
because I don't know.
It's hard.
This is just stuff I heard about in school and stuff. And yeah, I bet you we could say in certain ways, in certain respects, it's great. And all that.
How do you think blacks would do under Nazi rule across the world?
Well, I don't know. I just don't even know if Nazi rule was what it would have been.
Hey man, they were something else, man. Okay,
that may be true.
As smart as Germany is, they were something else, man. And so was Japan, you know. And just I want you to think if they would have won, how the geographic layout would be.
I don't know how to answer that sincerely. I don't even know if it would have been Nazis. Like if it went down that way, it could very well have been a lot like the world we have today. Except with like, you know, how America's like a superpower, it just would have been a different superpower essentially. But you know, the nations still went on and they had their nations, and it could have been maybe a lot like how it is today, but just maybe a little different. And when I look at today, all the things that these people fought for, some of them are fine and okay, but a lot of those are dying. And so I do wonder, because the question was, would it have been better? I mean, the things they fought for, I grew up in a world where they're already dying. So I just don't know how to answer that.
Well, they've been, you know, like Europe has been, you know, taken care of for quite a long time. I know you noticed Trump said it's time to pay the bills. Mm-hmm. You know, World War II has been over for a long time, and you guys have been under the protections, and it's time to pay the bills. Mm-hmm. You know, and Europe kind of took things for granted, like it was going to always be like that. Right now with this president, I don't know. You know, I bet you we can walk away from NATO. Hey, I bet you we can walk away from NATO and still
yeah.
Say that about the others.
Yeah,
I can't say that about the others.
Yeah, we're definitely big in that way. I don't know if it would happen because it's not like
I don't either.
We're really just a team or two away from being beaten in a sense. Mm-hmm. That's like my crude understanding of the geopolitics. You know, we're just like an alliance or two away from not being that big.
You know why the United States spends 5 and 6 times the money on their military protections that actually exceed other countries' total GDP by 10 times?
Right,
dwarfs. You know why we spend so much money on that? We spend money on that to keep from having World War III. That's what it is.
Right, a classic way of ordering the world.
Through strength, correct?
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it's been going back since like the British. I mean, they had an enduring policy of making sure that they were always the top, like the second and third most strongest nations. They would always make sure that they had an equal strength, an equal coalition that could be as strong as them at all times.
I mean, they get called whenever something goes down. They're usually right there with us. Same thing with Israel, France, Japan, and a lot of others. NATO is a lot bigger than the Axis. The Axis is basically what Iran, Russia, China, a few others, but there's a reason for everything. And definitely DEI hurts black people quite a bit.
Yeah. I think so too, William.
The white man is not saying that you're dumb. You're actually saying that you're dumb yourself.
That's right.
You need that. Hey, Nick, I'm going to talk to you later.
Hey, I was just about to say, William, I got to let you go. Call me again. Appreciate your call.
All right. Take care.
Nice. Hold on here. Hold on here. Hey, big super chats, big coffees. Thank you so much. Angban Art says, man, your music selections, especially on Fallen State ending credits, are top notch. I actually don't pick the Fallen State ending credits music. I generally dislike most music. It is difficult for me to enjoy it, but your choices are sometimes so good I re-listen several times in a row. Nice, man. Thanks. The one after Tobias Singer interview was my recent favorite. Also, my life is like a Fallout character. I constantly listen to the radio, always Bond. Y'all just do it right. Never feels like an actor performance, always feels like fellowship. Man, I appreciate that, Ben Art. Very nice. Just throwing on, like you're driving around GTA or Fallout, just throwing on the radio. I know what you mean. They sometimes have called Jesse that. He would be a really funny or perfect addition to those classic GTA Grand Theft Auto radio stations, because they were just so crazy sometimes. You're just like, what am I listening to? Now to us, it's not so crazy. It's like, what are you, crazy? How is this not making sense to you? But thank you, Eric, with the generosity in the coffee. Says, love isn't feeling bad for people, he writes. A way to realize love is not an emotion, is to ask yourself, how would I love my children if I was spending life in prison? How can I nurture, support, guide, strategize, educate, protect, provide, lead, and enlighten? He responds to his own question. He says, through honest communication. Now, how many parents do you know that aren't in prison that refuse to honestly, openly, preventatively, humbly communicate with their children? Why? Because you don't love your children, he answers his own question. You have no idea what love is. You think love is a feeling and gifts on their birthday. Kill your ego and spill your guts about everything and everything so your children don't repeat your mistakes. And so qualifications are prioritized over victimhood, race, gender, etc. Yeah, Eric, and if I may add to that, just think about how none of that works. If any of that was love and it worked, then why are the families messed up? Why are the schools messed up? Why are all these programs that are supposed to help all these things making all those things worse? Why are all these why are all these things that we support to combat and awareness of XYZ thing, mental health, DEI, racism, all these things, just in fact is more money to increase it? Why is that? It's not working. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate the support. Very nice. Thank you, Harmony. Back-to-back super chats. Very nice. I appreciate the support, Harmony. Shout out. Y'all still run Bible stuff on the Discord? If you're not part of the Discord, I know that some of the fellas and Harmony run some Bible stuff. You know, it's Bible Thumper Thursday. You know, sometimes you need your fix. Okay, I hear they get it over on at the hangar. Link is in the description if you want to join the Discord. Hold on. Hold on. I need to make sure something. You're welcome for Bible Thumper Thursday, bro. Hey, what's up, Nugget Man? You mean I'm welcome in the Discord to Bible Thump with you guys? So is Hakeem Jeffries on CNN getting fact-checked by CNN anchors? Is the pendulum swinging or more? What's going on here?
Donald Trump blessed it as well.
So let me ask you about a provision that the Republicans are talking about quite a bit. I know you want to talk about, and Democrats want to talk about, extending the Obamacare subsidies, which expire at the end of 2025. But they...
That's true, Nugget Man. That's right. I almost forgot about that. And I don't know how true that is, but I know it's true that you've said it before. That it was your idea, Bible Thumper Thursday. Shout out, Nugget Man.
Talk about the provisions, and it's right here, Subtitle E. And this has to do with the repeal of healthcare subtitle changes, and specifically what it is. How they characterize it is you want to give health insurance to undocumented immigrants. I understand that's not really an accurate depiction, but what it does do is...
It's a lie.
It's a lie, but what you support does bring back funding for emergency Medicaid to hospitals, some of which does pay for undocumented immigrants and people who don't have health insurance. And also there is this provision, and it's not about undocumented immigrants, it's about people with asylum seekers and people with temporary protected status, et cetera, but about their ability to get Medicaid. So they're non-citizens, they're not undocumented, they're not illegal. Why even include that in a bill knowing that they're going to seize right upon that and use that to message? I understand that.
So it's kind of soft, maybe? Like, I understand he still hasn't answered the question. In fact, we didn't even get a chance to he didn't even answer that in this clip. But really, that I think was a significant part of the clip was the question of the CNN anchor. It was kind of like trying to thread it a little bit even for him. Like, I understand it's not exactly. And you know what? A lot of that was probably pretty good info. Because, the Republicans mischaracterize stuff for politics, too. Okay? Some of that might have been true. I haven't looked into it about what's really going on. Now, that's not to say, in general, the Republicans do that too. But on this, it's another one of those. But what is really happening in effect? So you wanna debate about like wordings and policies? What's really happening? Are you letting the illegals get healthcare or not? And it sounds like Jake Tapper pretty much like showed us that. And is trying to get a clear answer from Hakeem Jeffries. Hey, they're pretty much right about what they're saying. You guys are holding up the shutdown for illegals. They're saying other stuff. It's not exactly that. Jake Tapper's telling him. But, I'm looking at it right now, and you guys are giving stuff to illegals, and it's exactly what they're saying. So what's your answer, Hakeem Jeffries? That's essentially what happened here, right? Now, what did Hakeem Jeffries respond with? That'd be nice to have. This Eric Doherty should have maybe left the whole thing.
In a bit.
Less
erratic and
a lot of sense.
The sombrero and the mustache.
Correct. Well,
subsidies which expire at the end. Their ability to get Medicaid.
Nope.
But about their ability to get Medicaid. So they're non-citizens, they're not undocumented, they're not illegal.
Hold on, chat. Sorry about that. And what's this? Oh, wait, what's this? Wait, what? What's this? Okay, that's an ad.
Seriously, my dealership just fixed the transmission.
We all to go to the wrong place for.
Okay, well, that's an ad. Hold on. All right, here we go.
We don't need.
What's this, Maxine?
This is the kind of journalism we don't need.
But aren't Democrats demanding health care for illegal aliens?
Democrats are demanding health care for everybody. We want to save lives. We want to make sure that health care is available to those who would die, but having the help of their government.
So you're good with the government shutdown, even if it means giving health care to people who aren't American citizens?
Well, that's what you're pushing on. What you're trying to do is you're standing here and you're trying to make me say that somehow we're going to put non-citizens over Americans. Quit it. Stop it. This is the kind of journalism we don't need. You're divisive. No, you're not. You're being divisive. No, please. You don't need to ask that question. You're just trying to get controversy here. You're not going to get it from me. We want to save health care for all people. Thank you.
All people. That's everybody. The illegals. She did not deny the illegals. Honestly, I'm with Maxine. What are you doing here? Get out of here. Give the mic to a man. It's like everywhere I turn, it's another Republican Barbie. It's another Republican Barbie, and I got the American flag on me, and I'm blonde, and I'm so blonde, and I'm a Barbie, and it's like in the comments in her stuff, they're like, we got this. Look at it's a bunch of guys. It's a bunch of guys commenting on her profile, on her political videos. I'm out here making political videos, and there's a bunch of guys commenting saying, yeah, Democrats, we got the hotties on our side. Honestly, on that alone, it should preclude you from having this career and this position. On that alone, you'll tell me. If she heard me right now, she'd be like, but Nick, how's that fair? Those are just the guys commenting on my video. Yeah, sorry, it's not fair. But because of that alone, because of that happening, I as Supreme Overlord of America, right, this is my fantasy, must stop you from what you're doing. Okay? Give me that microphone. That's enough. Give me that microphone right now. That's enough. But anyway, shout out. She's doing a cool workout here, right? She's doing workout here, asking the questions, asking Maxine, and she basically told us. We saw it here in this. We saw it here. It was tough to answer. She did not answer. First of all, use your powers for good, Nick. What are you talking about, Cloud Pops? Are you telling me that I have a platform? I have a platform. I should be using it for good. What are you saying, Maxine?
Care for illegal aliens?
Having trouble saying that it's not for illegals.
Democrats are demanding health care for everybody. We want to save lives. We want to make sure that health care is available to those who would die, but...
What a mess. 2 generations of mess in one video. Female, this person representing people in government, black woman, with a terrible track record. Okay, let me be real. And then being interviewed by the conservative firebrand, Republican Barbies. Shout out. Steinberg, who works for the right-wing Lindell TV network. Steinberg. Hold up. Steinberg. Enhance. Computer. Enhance. Computer. Enhance. Okay. Okay. Oops. That's not what we wanted to enhance, computer. You're going to get me in trouble. I don't know what I'm doing with that. Honestly, there's Jews for Jesus. There's probably Steinberg Christians that are not Jews at all. Computer enhance. Folks, we got to go soon in the last few minutes of the show. Now, what the heck was this with the ice? Okay, I'm not familiar exactly what happened with the Pope and the ice. And I know Hake was saying that, I'd probably have jokes about this. And you know what? I appreciate his confidence in, when he saw the Pope and a block of ice, he thought of me first. He's like, you know who has hilarious ice and religious pontiff commentary? That's Nick. And I don't have anything fresh. But I'll tell you right now, this guy is Il Papa, and that's a block of ice. What's happening here? Are these frozen holy waters? Multiple people have spoken out against Pope Leo blessing a block of ice during a global church summit on climate change. That's what it was. It's for the North Pole. It's for the icebergs. Leo carried out. They're criticizing him, calling it a weird pagan earth worshipping hippie ritual. Leo carried out the blessing while he presided over the 10th anniversary celebration of immediate predecessor Pope Francis's landmark ecological encyclical, a papal letter sent to all Roman Catholic bishops. Laudato Si, or praised be. Pope Leo was presiding over the Raising Hope for Climate Justice International Conference at Castel Gandolfo, just south of Rome, in front of more than 1,000 people. Footage of him blessing a block of ice has been shared widely. Several figures criticized the move, classing it as paganism based, says Cavall, and saying the leader of the Catholic Church shouldn't be anywhere near this nonsense.
Blessing of the waters.
That's blessing? That's what blessing is? Bro's just reading stuff in his silks.
Lord of life, bless this water. May it awaken our hearts, cleanse our indifference, soothe our grief, and renew our hope. Through Christ our Lord.
That's what blessing is? Bro's just reading stuff and saying words, putting his hand on ice, and he's got robes on. That's what blessing is? You're blessed now? So it's like... Is that blasphemous?
Lord, bless this assembly, this conference. May the dialogue we engage in contain respect for all gathered here and the entire Earth community. May we work toward...
Isn't that funny? How come we pray like that? How come Christians, we go around, we pray like this? We say a bunch of lies, and then we turn around and do the opposite. You know, it's like you're at a room of a conference. You'll be like, may we all have respect for each other and speak openly with love. And they were like, amen. And then we turn around and do the opposite. Why do we go around doing this? This is silly.
Towards a flourishing of all creation, held in being by our Creator, through Christ our Lord.
So that whole block is holy now.
Nation awaits our conversion. We commit to raising hope and to continuing to unfold a river of hope. We move from tears to hope, from grief to action. Let us speak our pledges. Each help us to unfold this river of hope. After each pledge, we invite you to sing the refrain, Laudate si, mi Signor, con tutte le tue creature.
Laudate is melting.
These words from St. Francis' Canticle of the Creatures mean, praise be you, my Lord.
Laudato si,
Is this like, are they dressed up? Is this supposed to be like period specific or something? Look at this. Look at her. Look at her. Is she doing like a, I don't know.
We will raise hope by amplifying the voices of youth and grassroots communities. Will you join us?
What the? We'll have to get into this though. Folks, what can I say? We've been here together for some time. I sure hope you enjoyed yourselves a little here talking with me, getting into some topics, chatting it up with the folks. Appreciate your support, your super chats, and all that. And I don't believe I'm missing any of those here. Garrett, man, I see your coffee. Shout out to you. Says, Hake knows you can deal with ridiculous subjects. And I appreciate you, Garrett, for your coffee. Hake knows where to send him, and I'll knock him out of the park. Hey, Garrett, thank you for that. Hey, folks, I'll be back for more American Anchor Baby tomorrow. Make sure you like and subscribe so you know what we're up to on Fridays. More JLP show, Open Line Friday, Black Friday, the Hake Report, the Fallen State. Make sure you're following and doing all that. For now, I'm saying goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, folks.